The morning sun didn't rise gently that day. No, it entered Susanna's room like it came to fight. Through the torn curtain, sunlight stabbed her eyes like it was saying, "Wake up and face your problems." Susanna turned on her thin mattress, dragging the small, faded wrapper over her head. "I beg, even son Seth no get pity," she murmured. Her stomach growled loudly. Not normal growl. This one sounded like a generator that had not seen fuel in 3 days. "Relax," she whispered to her stomach. "We go eat, somehow, someday, maybe." Silence. Then her stomach growled again, louder. Okay, I don't hear you," she snapped, sitting up. She looked around her tiny room. Everything in that room could be described in one sentence: surviving, not living. One small mattress, one pot, one tiny stove, 4 clothes hanging like they were also tired of life. Susanna sighed deeply. "I go school finish, no job. I start business, no profit. Shineke, wet and remain again. Not to start selling air?" She stood up, stretched, and walked to her pot. Opened it. Empty. She bent down to check the stove. Empty. She checked her nylon bag. Empty. She froze. Then slowly placed both hands on her head. "Susanna, congratulations. You have successfully reached premium suffering." The knock was not friendly. It was not gentle. It was the kind of knock that comes with bad news and no apology. Susanna didn't even need prophecy. She knew. "Landlord," she whispered like someone calling the name of a final boss. She tiptoed to the door as if maybe, just maybe, he would disappear. Bang, bang. "Oya, open this door." She opened it slowly, and there he was, arms folded, face tight, looking like someone who had never laughed since 1998. "Good morning, sir," she said with a weak smile. "What is good about the morning?" he replied immediately. Susanna swallowed. "Sir, I was just about to come and tell me another story," he cut in sharply. She blinked. "Sir, no be story." "Susanna," he raised his voice, "your rent don't expire since last week." She clasped her hands together quickly. "Please, sir, just small time. I dey try. My business go soon pick." "What business?" "I sell small things." "What small things?" She hesitated. "Life." The landlord stared at her. "Are you mad?" "Small, sir." Before she could blink, the landlord walked into her room like he owned oxygen. Sir, wait na." Too late. He grabbed her mattress. "Sir, that one na my bed, and my chair, and my dining table." He dragged it outside. Next, her pot. "Sir, that pot still get future." Outside. Her stove. "Sir, that stove na my only hope." Outside. Her clothes. "Ah, sir, at least leave one cloth for emergency." Outside. Within minutes, her entire life was displayed outside like roadside market. The landlord dusted his hands. "Next time, pay your rent." Then, he locked the door. Click. That sound echoed louder than her heartbeat. Susanna stood there, still, watching the locked door. Her home. Gone. She looked at her things on the ground. Then at the sky. Then back at her things. "God, I hope this is a prank." No response. She sat on her mattress slowly. A woman passing by stopped. What happened?" Susanna smiled weakly. "I upgrade." "Upgrade?" "Yes, from tenant to outdoor resident." The woman shook her head and left. Susanna lay back on the mattress, staring at the sky. "Okay, new plan." She raised her hand like she was presenting in a meeting. "Option A. Cry." She paused. Rejected. Crying, no day pay rent. Option B. Go back to village. She sat up. Transport money and co? Silence. Rejected. Option C. She thought hard, then snapped her fingers. "I go walk around. Opportunity fit jam me." She stood up with sudden determination, then paused, looked at her scattered belongings. "But first, make I pack my assets." After tying her things in a nylon bag, Susanna stepped into the street. No destination, no plan, only vibes and serious hunger. As she walked, she spoke to herself. "Susanna, you be strong woman." Pause. Strong, but hungry. She passed a restaurant. The smell of jollof rice hit her like a slap. She stopped. closed her eyes, inhaled deeply. Rice, chicken, life. Her stomach roared. A man came out eating meat. She stared at him. The man paused. "Why you dey look me like that?" She smiled. "Nothing, sir. Just admiring your destiny. Hope or just stress?" Hours later, tired and weak, she reached a big shopping mall. She looked up at it. Huge, beautiful, intimidating. This place, money day inside. She adjusted her bun, tightened her wrapper, and walked in like someone who refused to give up. "Today," she whispered, "I must find something." She took one step, then another. Little did she know that inside that same place, her destiny was about to fall. Literally, and her life was about to change forever. The shopping mall was cold. Not, nice breeze cold. No, this one was AC that reminds you that you are poor. Susanna stepped inside and froze immediately. "Jesus, even their air get level," she whispered, hugging herself. Her slippers made small chap-chap sounds against the shiny floor, echoing louder than necessary, as if announcing to everyone, "Attention, poverty has entered." She adjusted her bun and straightened her shoulders. "Susanna, behave like you belong here." She took a confident step forward and almost slipped. "Holy Ghost," she whispered, regaining balance quickly and looking around. Nobody noticed. She exhaled. "Thank you, God. That one for don't disgrace my ancestors." Susanna walked past stores filled with clothes she knew she couldn't afford. She stopped in front of one. A mannequin wore a dress that looked like it could pay her rent for 2 years. She folded her arms. "Madam Mannequin, how much be your salary?" Silence. "Exactly." She moved on. At a perfume store, a salesgirl sprayed a tester into the air. Susanna walked through it dramatically. "In case destiny passed through here, make ye recognize me." The salesgirl stared at her. "Can I help you?" "Yes," Susanna replied seriously. "Do you need staff?" "No." "Do you need assistant staff?" "No." "Do you need somebody go just a stand?" "No." Susanna nodded. "Okay, I go come back when promotion is available." She walked away with dignity. Fake dignity, but still. Outside the mall, a sleek black SUV rolled in smoothly like it owned the ground. Inside it, Alfred Abuka, calm, collected, dangerously attractive. He stepped out, adjusting his cufflinks, his presence alone enough to make heads turn. 2 ladies walking past paused. "Is that him?" "Yes, that's Alfred Abuka." God, when? Alfred didn't even look at them. He was used to attention, used to admiration, used to everything, except what was about to happen. After shopping, Alfred walked back to his car, carrying branded bags. Expensive. Everything about him screamed money. He opened the car and placed the bags inside. As he reached into his pocket, his wallet slipped out quietly, fell, landed on the ground, and just stayed there. Alfred entered the car, started the engine, drove off, like nothing happened. Back inside, Susanna had just been politely rejected from another store. She sighed. Even rejection seft on tire for me. As she walked toward the exit, her eyes caught something. On the ground. A wallet. Not ordinary wallet. This one looked important. She frowned. Who get this kind fine wallet? Then she looked up, just in time to see Alfred's car driving away. Hey, Olga, you're... Too late. She looked back at the wallet, then around. People were passing. Nobody noticed. Her heart started beating faster. She rushed forward and picked it up quickly. Before another person go carry him, she muttered. She held the wallet like it might explode. Slowly, carefully. She opened it. Father Lord in heaven. Dollars. Bundles. Fresh. Plenty. Her eyes widened like she had just seen a miracle. No be money be this. She counted with her eyes, then stopped halfway. Ah, if I continue I fit faint. She closed it quickly, then opened it again. Let me just confirm say I no daydream. Still there. She looked around again. Nobody was watching. Her breathing changed. Her thoughts began to race. Take small. No, just small. The owner no go no. He go no. God day watch. You need help. Na thief I be, na survival, na sin, na rent, na hellfire, na jollof rice. She paused. That one hit different. She sat on a nearby bench, holding her head. Susanna, think. She imagined herself paying rent, starting a big business, buying food, living well. She smiled, then suddenly, her face changed. What if the owner suffer because of this? Silence. What if not person way need am urgently? Her grip tightened. What if not test? She stood up sharply. No. She closed the wallet firmly. I may be poor, but I no go be thief. She pointed at the wallet like she was warning it. You no go spoil my destiny. She opened it again, but this time, not for money, for identity. She searched carefully. Cards, receipts, then an ID. She read slowly. Alfred Ebuka. She blinked. That name sound like money. She flipped the card. An address. Her eyes lit up. Ah, God, you don't provide direction. She clutched the wallet tightly. Okay, mission, return wallet. Then she paused. But first, how far this place? Outside the mall, the sun was hotter now. The kind of sun that makes you question your life choices. Susanna stepped out, determined. She looked at the address again, then at the road, then back at the address. Susanna, today not trekking ministry. She adjusted her bag, took a deep breath, and started walking, talking to herself as usual. If this man no appreciate me and… She shook her head. I go collect my thank you by force. She walked past cars, people, noise, holding tightly to the wallet, protecting it like it was her own destiny, because somehow it was. And with every step she took, she was walking closer, not just to a mansion, but to a life she never imagined she would have. The sun had moved from good morning to I will roast you alive. Susanna had been walking for what felt like 3 business days. Her slippers were tired. Her legs were tired. Even her shadow looked exhausted. She stopped, bent slightly, hands on her waist. Susanna, if this address no correct end… She brought out the small card again. Alfred Ebuka, rich man with long address. She squinted at the gate in front of her. Tall, black, shiny, intimidating. Even the gate looked expensive. She swallowed. Okay, this one no be house, not headquarters of money. She knocked. Small knock first. Talk talk, nothing. She knocked again. Bang bang. Immediately, a small window on the gate slid open. 2 eyes appeared. Sharp, suspicious. Who you be? Susanna adjusted herself quickly. Good afternoon, sir. I dey find somebody. Which somebody? She hesitated. Somebody important. The man squinted. Madame, everybody important for here. Talk your own. She quickly opened the wallet and pulled out the card. Alfred Ebuka. The eyes widened slightly. Why you dey find him? I get something way belong to him. The security man looked her up and down again, from her dusty slippers, to her tired face, to the nylon bag she was carrying. He sighed. Wait, the window shut. Susanna exhaled. God a beg, make him no bounce me. I no get strength to beg again. Moments later, the massive gate opened slowly, like in a movie. Susanna's mouth opened slightly. Jesus, even gate gets slow motion. She stepped inside carefully. Her eyes widened with every step. Green lawn, water fountain, cars that looked like they had never seen dust in their lives. She whispered, if I shout here, echo go answer me with accent. The door opened. She stepped into the living room and froze. Everything was shining. The floor, mirror. The sofa, royal. The air, fresh like it had a degree. She looked down at her slippers. I hope say I no go stain anything. If I stain this floor, I go use my life clean 'em. Then, she saw him, Alfred, sitting comfortably, laptop on his lap, relaxed, powerful, looking like money itself. Her heart skipped. Good afternoon, sir. He looked up slowly. His eyes met hers. For a moment, silence. Then, yes, his voice was calm, deep, commanding. Susanna almost forgot why she came. Almost. She quickly stepped forward. I found your wallet. She stretched her hand. He took it, opened it, checked. Everything untouched. His brows furrowed slightly. Then he looked at her again. You mean, all this money? He lifted the wallet slightly. And you didn't take anything? Susanna placed her hands on her waist. Oga, temptation come. We argue, I win. He blinked. Then, he laughed. A real laugh. Not business laugh. Not fake laugh. This one came from his chest. Sit down, he said. I want go. Sit. She sat. He signaled to a maid. Bring juice. Susanna raised her hand like she was in class. Sir. He paused. Yes, a beg. No be juice I need. He frowned, slightly. What do you need? She leaned forward dramatically. Food. Silence. The maid froze. Alfred blinked. Food? Yes, sir. Juice go just day pass me. Food go help me survive. There was a brief pause. Then, Alfred burst out laughing again. Bring food, he told the maid. Plenty, Susanna added quickly. The maid walked away, trying not to smile. When the food arrived, rice, chicken, stew, everything correct. Susanna didn't waste time. No prayer, no ceremony. She started eating like someone racing against destiny. Alfred watched in amusement. You're eating like this is a competition. She didn't look up. It is. Me versus hunger. He shook his head, smiling. After a few minutes, slow down. Nobody will take it from you. She finally looked up. You never see hunger before. He paused. That line hit deeper than expected. After eating, she leaned back slightly, satisfied, alive again. Thank you, sir. He nodded, then asked softly, Why didn't you take the money? She wiped her mouth. Because if I take him, I go solve today problem, but tomorrow I go still be the same person way no get character. Silence. Alfred stared at her, not as a stranger anymore, but as something rare, something real. Who are you? He asked quietly. Susanna, professional sufferer, part-time hustler. He smiled. She stood up. Thank you for the food. I don't return your wallet. My mission complete. She picked her nylon bag. I go day go. He frowned slightly. Go where? She shrugged. Anywhere. My landlord done upgrade me to outside life. He leaned forward. What do you mean? She explained everything. The rent, the eviction, the street, the uncertainty. When she finished, the room felt different. Quiet. Heavy. Alfred leaned back slowly, studying her, thinking. Then, stay. She blinked. Stay? In the guest room. Her mouth dropped open. For here? Yes. She looked around again, then back at him, then around again. Sir, you sure say this no be prank show? He smirked. No cameras. She clutched her chest dramatically. God, you don't finally remember me. He chuckled. Relax, it's just a room. Sure, you're just a room. You're just past my entire village. He stood up. Follow her, he told the maid. The maid nodded. Come. Susanna picked her bag quickly, then paused, turned back to Alfred. Sir? Yes? Thank you. I no go disappoint you. I no go steal anything. He smiled slightly. I know. She grinned, then followed the maid. As she walked away, Alfred watched her. Something about her, her honesty, her boldness, her humor. It stayed with him, and for the first time in a long time, his house didn't feel empty anymore. The maid opened the door. Susanna stepped in and froze. Ha! The room was beautiful. Big bed, soft pillows, clean sheets, AC, everything perfect. She dropped her bag slowly, touched the bed. Is this heaven preview? She jumped on it. Soft, too soft. She bounced again. This bed get PhD. The maid laughed softly. Make yourself comfortable. Susanna nodded quickly. Yes, ma, I go make myself very comfortable. When the maid left, Susanna lay flat on the bed, staring at the ceiling, smiling. From street to suite, she covered her face, laughing softly. Susanna, your life done changed small. Little did she know, that was just the beginning, because in that mansion, she didn't just find shelter, she found something far more dangerous: love. The first night in the mansion, Susanna did not sleep. Not because of fear, no, because the bed was too soft. She lay flat, staring at the ceiling, turned left, turned right, sat up, lied down again. "This bed," she whispered, suspiciously pressing it. "You sure say you no get hidden agenda?" She bounced lightly. It bounced back. She gasped. "Ugh, it answered me." She covered her mouth, laughing. "God a beg, if this not dream, don't wake me. Even if my village people gather, tell them I'm not available." Eventually, sleep came. Sweet, peaceful, luxury sleep. The kind that says you have finally escaped suffering. Temporarily. The next morning, the mansion was quiet. Too quiet. Then suddenly, loud singing, off-key, energetic, confident. "If I no get you, I get God, ooh." One of the maids froze in the kitchen. "Who be that?" Another whispered, "Nah, the new girl." Jesus. Susanna entered the kitchen like she owned shares. Hair tied, energy full, confidence unnecessary. "Good morning, my people," she greeted loudly. The cooks exchanged looks. "Good morning." She opened a pot. Who cooked this stew?" "I did," one cook replied carefully. Susanna tasted it, paused, nodded slowly. "Okay, you tried." The cook blinked. "Tried? Yes, with small training, you go reach my level." The other maids turned away quickly to hide their laughter. Minutes later, Susanna had tied wrapper like a professional chef. "Today," she announced, "we go cook something way go make billionaire smile." "You mean Mr. Alfred?" a maid asked. She winked. "Who else? President?" She started cooking, talking, dancing, tasting, correcting people. "Add small salt. No, no, not like that. You want Kai person?" The kitchen turned into a comedy show. Even the strict head cook was smiling. Upstairs, Alfred stepped out of his room, adjusting his sleeve. Then he paused. He heard it. Noise, laughter, singing, chaos. He frowned slightly. "What is going on?" He walked downstairs slowly. The closer he got, the louder it became. "Money no be everything, but make I get 'em first." He stopped at the kitchen entrance and froze. Susanna was dancing, with a spoon, leading a full cooking concert. The staff were laughing, cooking, happy, alive. The mansion, it didn't look like his house anymore. It looked like joy. Alfred folded his arms, watching, amused, confused, a little impressed. One maid noticed him. Her eyes widened. "Sir." "Shh," he said quietly. He kept watching. Susanna turned dramatically and saw him. She froze mid-dance, spoon in the air, eyes wide. Ah, silence. Then she cleared her throat, adjusted her wrapper. "Good morning, sir." The maids scattered slightly, trying to look busy. Alfred raised an eyebrow. "What is all this?" She smiled nervously. "Team building." He blinked. "Team building?" "Yes, sir. Motivation increases productivity." He stared at her for 2 seconds. Then he laughed, shook his head, and walked away. The moment he left, the kitchen exploded into laughter. "You almost got us in trouble," one maid whispered. Susanna placed her hand on her chest. "My heart nearly resigned." Later that morning, Alfred sat at the dining table, calm, composed, back to his usual self. The food was served. He took a bite, paused, then another. He frowned slightly. "Not bad. Different. Better." He looked up. "Who cooked this?" Silence. All eyes slowly turned to Susanna. She raised her hand slowly. "Me." He leaned back slightly. "Interesting." She leaned forward. "Good interesting or bad interesting?" He smirked. "Dangerous interesting." She gasped dramatically. "Ha! Promotion done come." Days passed, and something changed. The mansion became louder, warmer, happier. Susanna didn't just stay. She filled the place. She joked with everyone, even with Alfred. One evening, he was working on his laptop. Serious, focused. She walked in, watched him, shook her head. You too, day worry. He didn't look up. I'm working. She closed the laptop. He froze, slowly looked up. What did you just do? She folded her arms. Intervention. He stared at her. You closed my laptop. Yes. Do you know what that means? Yes. What? You need rest. Silence. Then, he leaned back and laughed. You're unbelievable. She grinned. I hear that a lot. Later that night, they sat together. Quiet. Calm. Different from their usual playful chaos. Why are you like this? Alfred asked softly. Like what? Free. Honest. Fearless. She shrugged. I don't suffer finish. Fear don't tire me. He studied her. Really looked at her. Not her clothes, not her background. Her. You're not like anyone I've met. She smiled softly. Not good thing or warning. He leaned closer slightly. Very good thing. Her heart skipped. She looked away quickly. Abeg. No use sweet talk confuse me. He chuckled. I'm serious. Their eyes met. For a moment, everything else faded. No mansion, no money, just two people, different worlds, one unexpected connection. As Susanna stood to leave, he spoke. Susanna. She turned. Yes? He hesitated slightly. Then, don't change. She smiled. Only if you don't become boring. He smirked. No promises. She laughed and walked away. But something had shifted. Something deeper. Because somewhere between laughter, food, and bold conversations, a billionaire was losing control of his carefully structured life. And a poor girl? She was slowly becoming the center of it. That morning, Alfred Ebuka woke up with a strange feeling. Not stress, not business pressure, not investor headache. Something worse. Peace interrupted. From downstairs came noise again, laughter, clattering plates, and Susanna's voice. If you drop that spoon again, I go remove you from kitchen permanently. Alfred sat up slowly in bed. He blinked. In my house? He walked downstairs in his robe, looking like a man entering negotiations. As he reached the kitchen, he stopped. Susanna was standing on a chair, pointing at two maids like a commander. You, stir that soup like you mean it. This is not sorrow soup. The maids were laughing so hard, one almost dropped a pot. Alfred folded his arms. What is happening here? Silence. Everyone froze. Susanna turned slowly. Oh, good morning, sir. He looked around. This is not a kitchen anymore. She smiled proudly. It is now Department of Happiness and Food Excellence. He rubbed his forehead. I should fire you. She gasped. You cannot fire me. Why? Because I am the emotional support system of this house. A maid whispered, She is not lying, sir. Alfred sighed. Then, unexpectedly, he smiled. Later that day, Alfred tried to work in his home office. Tried, because every 5 minutes, someone was laughing downstairs, or singing, or shouting, Don't touch that chicken, it has future. He pressed his intercom. Susanna. Yes, sir, her voice answered instantly. Why is there noise everywhere? A pause. Then, because silence is expensive emotionally. He leaned back slowly. What does that even mean? Sir, rest small. Click. She ended the call. Alfred stared at the intercom. She hung up on me. Then, he smiled again. That afternoon, a sleek car entered the mansion. A woman stepped out. Elegant, sharp heels, perfect makeup. Adana. She walked in like she owned the air. Where is Alfred? She asked the maid. I will announce you. I don't need announcement. She walked in and stopped, because she saw her. Susanna, sitting on the floor, eating snacks from a bowl, watching TV like she paid bills. Adana blinked. Who is this? Susanna looked up, smiled. Visitor? Adana frowned. I asked first. Susanna nodded slowly. Okay, I am permanent guest with benefits. Adana turned sharply. Benefits? Susanna shrugged. Food, bed, AC, emotional stability. A maid nearly choked laughing in the corner. Alfred walked in just then. Adana's face softened instantly. Alfred. He paused. Adana. She smiled. I came to see you. Before he could answer, Susanna whispered loudly. Wow, Scheduled affection. Alfred closed his eyes briefly. Susanna? Yes, sir? Not now. She nodded. Okay, sir. I will go and supervise my happiness elsewhere. She stood up and left dramatically, but not before giving Adana a small smile. Too calm, too confident. Adana turned to Alfred. She's very familiar in your house. Alfred leaned on the table. She stays here. For how long? As long as necessary. I don't think it's appropriate. Alfred looked at her. Calm. Why? She is not your level. That sentence landed. Silence. From the hallway, Susanna had stopped walking. She heard it, but she didn't move. Alfred's voice turned colder. Who decides my level? Adana blinked. Alfred, I'm just saying. He interrupted. You are a guest in my house. Don't define people here. Silence. Heavy. Then, Susanna suddenly walked back in, smiling. Sorry, I forgot my dignity in the room. Alfred looked at her. Susanna? She waved. It's okay, sir. I heard everything. Adana frowned. I didn't mean. Susanna smiled politely. It's fine. I understand. Then she added, not everyone has good taste in humans. Alfred turned away quickly to hide his smile. Adana's face tightened. Adana left angrily. Silence returned. Alfred sat down. Susanna stood near the window. Quiet now. Different. Alfred noticed. Are you okay? She shrugged. I am used to it. Used to what? People looking at me like I don't belong. Silence. Alfred stood up slowly. Susanna. She waved it off quickly. Anyway, I am fine. I have food. I have bed. I have AC. Life is soft. But her voice was softer now. Less playful. Alfred walked closer. You do belong here. She laughed lightly. Sir, no need motivational speech. I'm serious. She looked at him. For once, no jokes, no noise, just honesty. Why do you care so much? She asked quietly. He paused, then answered. Because you make this house feel alive. Silence. Her heart skipped. She quickly looked away. I beg, don't start what you cannot finish. He smirked slightly. And what am I starting? She pointed at him. That thing your eyes are doing. He laughed softly. You mean looking at you? Yes, stop it. Why? Because it is distracting my poverty recovery process. He laughed harder. That night, Susanna sat alone in her room, thinking. For the first time, the mansion felt different, not because of luxury, but because of him, Alfred, and the way he looked at her, like she wasn't a mistake, like she wasn't a charity case, like she mattered. She touched her chest lightly. Omo, Susanna, be careful. Outside her room, Alfred stood in his balcony, looking out, thinking the same thing, but louder, more dangerous, because for the first time in years, money was no longer the most interesting thing in his life, and that scared him. And somewhere in that massive mansion, between jealousy, laughter, and unspoken feelings, a billionaire was slowly losing control of his heart. And a girl who came with nothing was unknowingly becoming everything. The next morning, Alfred Ibuka woke up earlier than usual. Not because he had meetings, not because of business pressure, but because, somewhere in the mansion, Susanna was already shouting, Who used my spoon last night? That spoon has emotional attachment. Alfred closed his eyes slowly. I need to buy another house. Downstairs, the kitchen had turned into a courtroom. Susanna stood at the center, arms folded, serious face. 3 maids stood like defendants. You, she pointed at one. Me? The maid asked nervously. Yes. Did you touch my spoon? I used spoon, but case closed, the maid gasped. Huh? Susanna nodded. Next time confess early. We are not animals here. The maids burst into laughter. Even the cook was hiding smile behind apron. Alfred walked in slowly. Everyone immediately straightened. Good morning, sir, they greeted. Susanna turned, smiled brightly. Good morning, landlord of emotional stability. Alfred paused. What did you call me? She nodded confidently. Your house is stable because of me. He stared at her. You are getting bolder every day. She shrugged. Character development. Alfred sat at breakfast, checking his phone, then paused, looked at Susanna. You're coming with me today. Silence. Susanna blinked. Come where? To my office. The spoon in her hand dropped slightly. Sir? He nodded. You need to see something. She narrowed her eyes. Is this kidnapping with luxury transport? He smirked. No. Then why me? He looked at her for a second longer than necessary. Because you talk too much at home. I want to see if you can survive outside. She gasped. Excuse me? I am a professional survivor. Later, a sleek luxury car arrived. Susanna stepped out wearing simple but elegant clothes given by the maid. She looked at the car, then at Alfred, then back at the car. This car is too quiet, she whispered. It's a car, Alfred said. No, it is judging me silently. He opened the door. Get in. She paused. If I enter this car and it refuses to stop, I will not forgive anybody. He sighed. Just get in. She entered carefully, like the seat might bite her. When they arrived at Alfred's company headquarters, Susanna froze. Glass building, tall structure, people walking fast like they were paid per step. She whispered, Sir, are these people running or working? Alfred replied, Both. She nodded. Dangerous lifestyle. Inside, employees stopped and stared. Is that Mr. Ibuka's guest? She looks like she can insult the CEO and survive. Susanna waved. Good morning, hard-working victims of capitalism. One staff nearly dropped his laptop. Alfred's executive assistant, tall and strict-looking, stepped forward. Sir, your 10 o'clock meeting. She paused, looking at Susanna. Who is she? Susanna smiled. I am emotional consultant. The assistant blinked. Sir? Alfred didn't even look up. She's with me. That was all, but it landed like thunder. In the boardroom, executives sat quietly. Then, Susanna walked in behind Alfred, whispering, Why everybody look like they swallow sadness this morning? Alfred whispered back, Please don't talk. She nodded, then immediately whispered again, Too late. A man across the table coughed to hide laughter. When business met Susanna, Alfred began speaking. Business deals, numbers, investments, serious tone. Susanna listened carefully, nodded like she understood everything, then whispered loudly. So basically, money is moving. Alfred stopped mid-sentence. Yes. She nodded proudly. I understand. He stared at her. No, you don't. I understand spiritually. The room went silent. Then someone snorted laughter. Alfred pinched the bridge of his nose. After the meeting, Alfred pulled her aside. You embarrassed me today. She gasped. I? Embarrass? Sir, I was adding joy to corporate environment. He tried to stay serious, failed slightly. You cannot behave like that in my office. She folded her arms. Then don't bring me. He paused, looked at her, then softly, I wanted to show you my world. She softened. Why? Silence. Too long. Then he said quietly, Because you're becoming part of it. Her heart skipped. She quickly turned away. Sir, stop talking like romance novel. He smirked. I'm not. You are. I'm not. You are. He stepped closer slightly. Susanna. She interrupted quickly. Don't finish that sentence. He raised an eyebrow. Why? Because my heart is not on duty right now. That made him laugh. That evening, they returned home. Susanna walked straight to the kitchen. Alfred watched her from the stairs. The maids whispered, She and boss are always together now. She has changed the house. Alfred didn't correct them. Because it was true. The house had changed. Because of her. Later that night, Susanna stood on the balcony, looking at the city lights. Alfred joined her quietly. They stood side by side. No jokes, no noise, just silence. Then Susanna said softly, Sir, yes? If I leave this place one day. Alfred turned to her immediately. Why would you leave? She smiled faintly. I'm just saying. He paused, then said, You're not leaving. She looked at him for a long moment, then whispered, You sound very sure. He nodded. I am. Silence, then she looked away quickly. I beg, don't start emotional confusion at night. He smiled slightly. I'm not starting anything. She whispered, You already did. And in that quiet luxury balcony, between city lights and soft night air, neither of them admitted it fully yet, but something irreversible had begun. Feelings were no longer guests in the mansion. They had moved in. The mansion was quiet that night. Unusually quiet. No singing, no shouting, no, "Who touched my spoon?" Even the staff noticed. "Where is Susanna?" one maid whispered. Another sighed. "She has been quiet since morning." Upstairs, Susanna sat on her bed, her bag packed, neatly, carefully, silently. She looked around the beautiful guest room one last time. The soft bed, the glowing lights, the life she never imagined she would live. Then she whispered, "Susanna, you don't enjoy finish. Time to go." That afternoon, she had overheard something. Two staff talking. "Madame Adana is coming back. I heard she and boss might get engaged soon." Susanna had laughed at first. "Engaged, Kay? With who? This my noisemaker?" But when she thought about it, her chest tightened. Because deep down, she knew she didn't belong. Not in this world, not in his world. And the worst part? She had started loving him like she did. She picked up her small bag, walked slowly downstairs, each step heavy. The living room looked the same, but felt different. She saw Alfred sitting there, working, calm, unaware. She forced a smile. "Sir." He looked up, immediately noticing something was wrong. "Susanna?" She stood there, holding her bag, trying to act normal. "I want go." Silence. The air changed instantly. "Go where?" he asked slowly. She shrugged lightly. "Anywhere. I don't stay long enough." He stood up. "What are you talking about?" She smiled weakly. "Sir, I came here by mistake. I cannot stay forever." His voice hardened slightly. "Who told you to leave?" "My sense." "That same sense that made you close my laptop?" She almost laughed, but didn't. "Sir, this is not my place." He walked closer. "Yes, it is." She shook her head. "No." "Yes." "No." Her voice cracked. Silence. Tears filled her eyes. "I don't belong here," she whispered. Alfred stared at her. "Is this about Adana?" She looked away. "I heard people talking." "So you believe them?" She didn't answer. That was answer enough. He exhaled slowly. "Susanna, look at me." She didn't. "Look at me." She finally did, tears sitting in her eyes. "I am not engaged to anyone." Silence. Her heart skipped. "But, and I don't want to be." He stepped closer. "Do you know why?" She whispered. "Why?" His voice dropped. "Because of you." Time stopped. Her breathing became uneven. "Don't say that," she whispered. "Why?" "Because I will believe you. I want you to." She shook her head. "You are rich, powerful, you can have anyone." "I don't want anyone." His eyes locked with hers. "I want you." Silence. Heavy, dangerous, real. Tears rolled down her cheeks. "You don't understand." "Then help me understand." "I'm poor," she cried. "I have nothing. I came here with one nylon bag." He stepped closer. "And you gave me everything my money never could." She froze. "What?" "Peace, joy, laughter, life." His voice softened. "You made this house a home." Her lips trembled. "Alfred, yes? I'm scared." He reached out slowly, held her hands. "I am too." Silence. Then he smiled faintly. "But I would rather be scared with you than comfortable without you." Before she could respond, he let go of her hands, dropped to one knee. Susanna gasped. "Wait, wait! What are you doing?" The staff, watching from afar, froze. Alfred looked up at her, serious, certain. "Susanna." Her hands flew to her head. "No, no, no, this is too fast. My heart is not ready." He smiled slightly. "Too late." He brought out a ring. Simple, elegant, beautiful, just like her. "I don't care where you came from. I don't care what you have. I only care about what we can build together." Her tears flowed freely now. "Will you marry me?" Susanna paced in circles. "Oh my God! Oh my God! What is happening?" The maids were already crying. One whispered, "Say yes, nah." She stopped, looked at him, then shouted, "If I say no, will you still give me food?" Alfred laughed. "Yes." She nodded. "Okay, good." Then she paused, took a deep breath, looked at him again, her voice softer now. I don't have anything to bring. He smiled. Bring yourself. Tears fell again. She nodded slowly. Then yes, the mansion exploded. Cheers, clapping, crying, laughter. Susanna jumped slightly. Wait, so I be madam now? One maid shouted. Yes, ma. She held her head. Jesus, my village people will not believe this update. Alfred stood up and pulled her into a gentle embrace. She held him tightly, still in disbelief. Don't wake me, she whispered. He smiled softly. This is real. Months later, the wedding was grand, beautiful, full of love and laughter. Susanna didn't just become a wife. She became a queen in a life she never imagined. But she never changed. She still danced in the kitchen, still shouted about spoons, still made everyone laugh. And Alfred? He never regretted that day, the day he lost his wallet and found his heart. Sometimes the smallest act of honesty can open the biggest doors in life.